Frankie Garcia, the niece of Elane Garcia. I'm her niece. I'm Elane Garcia's niece. She was my best friend. I could trust her with anything. She never judged me. I knew I could be me. Like, I didn't have to hold back when I was with my tia Elane. I could always confide in her. She always gave me advice. Some of my best childhood memories are with my tia Elane. She was the funniest person ever. We were really close. And I truly try my best to give my nieces and my nephew the same comfort that my tia gave me. She took me in when I was in high school and moved me all the way up here with her. We hung out a lot as kids, when I was a kid, and she was just so much fun to be around. And she was very loving. She was hard-headed. She was a fighter. And whatever she believed in, if she believed in it, you could not change her mind. Once her mind was made up, you could not change her mind. She was, oh my gosh, but she was an amazing person to me. She's somebody I'm gonna miss a lot. I'm so sorry, Thea, don't get mad at me, but when I was younger, she had, we went to this Mexican restaurant and we went to go eat, and it was on one side of town, so we had to drive all the way across town to get back home, and the food had messed her stomach up, and we were driving, and she was literally hanging out of the window, letting the whole world know that she had to go take a poop. She was letting everybody know that she was messed up and she had to go take a poop. I seen people try to be disrespectful to the ones that my tia loved and she truly cared for, and it didn't turn out good for them in the end. She was, yeah, she was something else. Everywhere she went, she lit up the room. And I know that sounds cliche. A lot of people say, you know, when people walk in the room, they light the room up. But she literally had this aura around her. She just drew people into her. She was great. She's been through a lot. She wasn't only fighting a battle with Andi. She was fighting battles with Alex as well. She didn't love one daughter more than she loved the other. She wasn't gonna let Alex feel like she didn't care for her and she wasn't there for her, because that's how Andi felt. And Alex is going through her own battles right now, and it was hurting my tia as well that Alex was going through what she was going through. She just wants the best for her girls. And anybody that knows my tia Elane, they know that her girls were everything to her. They really were. She would go to the end of the world for them. I think her being up here by herself, as far as family wise, is what affected her the most, because she was so far away from us. And growing up, I heard her say that a lot, that she wanted to be here because her girls were here. And even after the girls were 18 and grown, she wanted to be here because this is where her girls are. But she wanted to be in Texas with her family also, where she had that support, where she had that love, where she had people she could turn to. And so she was always torn in the middle, but she always chose her daughters over her family every time. And sometimes it would hurt us and make us upset, but she chose her babies every time. But when
Which is a good mother.
yeah, when she moved up here, with the stuff that Alex is going through in her own personal life, and then trying to find Andi, it was just a lot for her, and feeling like she's by herself. Even though she did have some support from you and Haley, especially you and Haley, she felt like she was alone. It was an everyday fight for her, and she just wanted her babies back. She just wants her babies back, that's all. I just want to let everybody know, if you ever showed up to a search, if you ever checked in with my aunt, if you ever brought her something to eat, if you ever gave her $2, it doesn't matter. Thank you for supporting my aunt when she was so far away from us. Fighting battles that we would pray that we would never have to fight. She's seen every single one of y'all, and I want you to know that. Rather she was frustrated and she came off rude to anybody, or made you feel like you trying to help was not enough, whatever the case may be, I just want you to know that was never the case. Her plate was over. It was overfilling, and she was trying her absolute best. And I just want to thank you from me and my family, from the whole Garcia family. Thank every single one of y'all for everything that you've ever done for her. To the ones that went out on searches, especially Haley and Ronnie, we'll never be able to thank y'all enough, because as soon as y'all started, you never stopped. And if it wasn't for y'all, I don't think my aunt would have made it as far as she did if she didn't have y'all's support. So from the bottom of my heart and the Garcia family, I just want to thank all of y'all for the support, for the love, for the work that you put in. This does not mean that finding Andi is done. It does not. This is the fuel to our fire to keep going. Just because she's with Andi now doesn't mean it's over. We have to find Andi still. That's what she wanted, was the answers, and we have to get them for her. We have to. So please continue to keep sharing. Keep showing them love. And if you see any negativity out there, please don't send it to us. Just report it. Have some of your friends and family report it. Get everybody to report it and get it taken down. But please do not send it to us. I just want to thank y'all again. And don't forget, it's answers for Andi. She wants y'all to be her voice, so we have to be her voice. Thank y'all.
Hi, I'm Julie Martinez. I'm Elane's older sister. She was my best friend. We didn't always see eye to eye, but we always worked things out. We never stayed mad at each other. Anytime she called me, she knew I would come. I know there was 2 other times that when she lived here and she called me. At the time, my husband would get so mad because I would just drop everything, and I came down here and I got her. And I moved her back to Texas. But I didn't care because she was my little sister. But this time I didn't get a call. I just got a text telling me she loved me. But she knew I wouldn't see it until later on in the evening, because I work nights. So everybody says she was mean and she had no filter, but I think that was me and my older brother's fault. Because we were so mean to her. And my brother used to always tell her she was adopted. She hated that. He would tell her my mom found her in a trash can, or because she was more like complected than we were. But she knew we loved her. And it didn't matter how mean my brother was to her, she would always rub his feet. Or cut his fingernails and his toenails. Because she was always so forgiving. Even after people just used her, and she was always so forgiving. But I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss talking to her. I'm gonna miss her telling me to stop being so mean, but she was the meanest one. And I know my babies, my grandbabies, and my girls are gonna miss her because they loved her so much. And she was a baby, so she was really, really spoiled. I miss you, Bert. I'm mad at you, but you should have called me. But you would never tell me nothing because you didn't want me to worry. But that was my job, to worry about you, because you were my little sister. My job was to take care of you and protect you. And you never let me do that. But you'll always be here. You're gone, but not really. Because you live in my red head. I always used to tell my mom, why did I have a daughter like my sister? I was the good daughter. I never gave you any problems. And now I got one that's just like my sister. She has no filter. She was the one that was really close to my sister, Frankie. I just want you to know that you were a big influence in my grandkids and my girls. And I love you. And I'm glad that you're with Mom and Andi, because I know you are. And I know you were heartbroken. And I couldn't fix that. Nobody could. But I'm happy that you're happy and you're not in pain anymore. You're not hurting. But it doesn't make it easy. But I'll get through it because I know you're with Mom. And I'll be okay. I love you. And people who didn't even know my sister, like Ronnie, especially Haley, Michelle. I can't remember Michelle's husband's name. Steve. Paul.
Steven.
Yeah, Steven. And I met Amy last night, or Sarah. Is it Sarah? You guys, man. Y'all did everything for my sister. And she told me all the time that she was grateful to y'all. And she would always tell me that y'all were her adopted family.
Yeah, she kicked us off the case more than I could.
Yeah, she told me that too. I'm mad at Ronnie. He's making me mad. But he was just the hot flashes that was talking.
Oh yeah, a couple hours later she'd call me back up. She's like, "You ain't quitting on me." Never had no intentions.
She was very stubborn. But I'm very grateful for the people that were here for her. But I guess me and my brothers, my dad, my girls, my grandkids, couldn't feel that home that she had. When she lost my mom, when we lost our mom, and then she lost Andi, I think she just couldn't do it anymore. But y'all were here for her all the time. Haley, even when Haley got on her nerves. And she would always tell me, I love Haley. I love Ronnie because he does everything. She did tell me, I get so tired of Ronnie getting on to me. She said, I told him, well, you're not my daddy. But she loved you guys. I know she did because she told me all the time. And I'm grateful. I know y'all did. Y'all were here for her and Alex. And I wish I could have just been here for her more. But I'll always have the video when I surprised her here in her apartment. Thank you, Ronnie.
You ain't gotta thank me.
Y'all did so much for her. I can never repay what y'all have done for her. Ever.
No need to.
But now I got family here.
Sure do.
Always will.
My name is Rosemary Lopez, and I am Elane, Garcia's cousin. Elane was everything. She was the sweetest kind of person you could ever meet. She was a character, man. She'd keep you laughing so hard that you would wet your pants. Just to be around her, oh my gosh, she would brighten up the room. Elane was different. I lived with Elane and Julie and Santos Jr. when I was younger for a few months. She's like a sister more than a cousin. I can't believe my cousin's. I love you, prima. Mucho. Te extraño. I miss you. I love you. You were everything to everybody. You were never alone, and I hope that you didn't feel that way. We were just so far away, and every chance I came to help you look for your daughter. And I hope that you have found peace and have your beautiful baby in your arms. She was a character, man. Growing up, we used to be together, like a whole bunch of us. We were a big family, and we would always be in Crow and Delia. When we lived in Crow, we thought we were at the beach, and we just played outside in a ditch. But you would think we was at the beach. We had bomb. We'd play with mud. We'd get into some trouble now. One day we got into an old school, and we got busted, and these ladies came fussing at us, and they'd come and tell our parents. And Elane, she went to tell them how y'all were cussing us out. The lady tried to deny it, but Elane wouldn't let her, man. She was just, man, y'all don't know what y'all missing without Elane. She was just, I don't even know how to describe her. She was the funniest person alive. Her and my brother Joe, man, they would just laugh and laugh and laugh. Like they were the two, man, you could never get a word in with them two. She was just hilarious. We are just so grateful for so much help that you, Ronnie, yourself has given our family. Dave, I didn't get to meet you till yesterday, man, and you've already blessed our family in just a short day that I've come to know you, and we can never thank y'all enough for all I've done. And please, just because Elane's gone, please don't give up on Andi. We still need the closure. I know my cousin's so heartbroken, and I hope her heart is healed now. I couldn't imagine the pain that she had to live with every day. Every time I would see her post on Facebook, man, I'd be like, man, I gotta go out there. She's hurt and she's by herself. But we also have families, you know, children that are in school and that needed us. And every chance I got, I'd come out here and help her look for her daughter in those woods and those rivers. Man, when I tell you, Elane would not just lift one leaf, she would go through little holes. I'd be like, all right, Lane, I'm not that skinny and I can't get in those areas. She's like, I'll just go around that way, Prima, but look, just lift up anything. And I know that every time that we would search for Andi, I could see like she would just cringe, man, when we'd find a bone. Like she was in fear. She wanted so bad to find Andi, but I think she was always in fear when we would go out there looking that today would be the day we would find her remains. I just hate that we weren't able to do it before Elane left, so she could have that closure. But we're not gonna give up on you, Andi. We're gonna continue until we get the closure we need as your family.
My name is Joe Garcia. I'm Elane's cousin. Her dad and my dad are brothers. She was a female version of me, I guess. Me and her would joke, and she got my jokes, and I got her weird jokes. And I think that was the thing that bonded me and her, like her laugh. Probably what I miss the most about her, but her sense of humor and my sense of humor, they were one and the same. So beautiful, like inside and out. Her mother was just as beautiful. Yeah, she was a rock star. Wanted by all the boys, you know, chased by all the boys. But we used to, in Texas, we didn't really have playgrounds where we lived. They were more like cotton fields and stuff. So when it would rain, we would run and play in the ditches and swim in the ditches. And that's how we were just normal kids back in the day when we used to go outside. You know? But yeah, and she got a little older, and then the boys would start chasing her and stuff. So, but she was awesome, man. She was a beautiful person inside and out. Like I've seen a lot of her mom in her. She never quit. Y'all can attest to that.
Absolutely.
Like especially for her kids. She's kind of stubborn like her dad. Like once something's in her head, that's where it lies and that's where it stays. But she never quit. I hope you found the answers you were looking for. like to thank anyone that went out searching, diving in muddy waters, prayed, anybody that sent her a message. Thank you all, especially you two guys. You, sir, heard a lot. And, my whole family lives here. More than you ever know. To all our friends. We had a lot of them here. Elane was likable. You either liked her or you didn't, you know. She was that kind of person. If you didn't like her, she didn't care. But she's... Thanks for all. I mean, even if you just prayed for her. The Garcia family thanks you. It's not classic, but I'm telling you, she got my jokes. I used to make Elane pee on herself. She'll probably hate me for saying that, but I would make her laugh so hard she would stop breathing. And she goes, "She made me pee on myself." Yeah.
She's gonna get you for that one.
Oh yeah, I know she is. Yeah. She was awesome though, man. She was a great person. I'm gonna miss you more than you'll ever know.
I've been with Elane since she moved back to Evansville from Texas to search for Andi. This is my tribute video to her. Who was Elane to me? Elane was a lot of things to and for me. She was my searching partner, my investigating partner. She was the person I'd been to about anything I had going on and vice versa. She was my sit on FaceTime just because we were bored. We tend to do that a lot. She called herself my aunt, but in my eyes, she was that and the closest thing I had to a mother. She was so much to me. We met on Facebook at the end of 2022. She was still living in Texas at the time, and I saw the post that Alex put on Facebook about Andi missing. So I reached out to Elane and told her whenever she decided to move back and search for Andi, I'd be with her every step of the way, and I always was. We started searching in February of 2023 and later met Rick, who started to help. We met Rick that summer, and maybe a month later he brought in Ronnie to assist us. I have a lot of memories with her. One of my favorites is when we laughed until we cried. We were at a search down in Oakland City, and we always brought snacks with us to refuel our bodies when we got tired, because we would go from sunup to sundown, and a lot of times we did 2-day searches. So we'd be really weak and, you know, needing snacks and stuff. So Elane was eating a honey bun one time, and we were talking, and in the middle of talking, like, I said something to make her laugh, and she just spit a piece of honey bun out by accident, and it landed on my arm, and we both just like looked down at it, and then we looked at each other, and then we looked back at it, and we started laughing. We was laughing until we cried, and it's just one of the times, like, you would have to be there to understand how funny it was, but I feel like we could read each other's mind, and that's what made it so funny. Another time is when we were going on a search in Evansville. She told me to go in her closet and get a t-shirt because I had on good clothes and she didn't want me to ruin them. So I went in there and got a t-shirt, and she didn't notice it until we got about 2 miles down the road, but I picked up one of her Dallas Cowboy t-shirts, and that's the day I found out how much of a Cowboys fan that she was, because she had a fit about that shirt. She looks at me and she's like, "Girl, I said a t-shirt," and I'm like, "I do have on a t-shirt," and she said, "Do you see that stitching?" And she just points. She points at the shirt and she's like, "That is not a t-shirt." She said, "Turn it inside out." So the rest of that day, I walked around with my shirt inside out, so I didn't ruin her Dallas Cowboys t-shirt. There was also another time we went to this Mexican restaurant by her house and they were doing karaoke. So Elane, she got up and sang karaoke with the guy that was there.
Asking where I've been.
And I know that she enjoyed herself that night. That was right after a search. She had mud on her forehead and everything. She didn't care. Elane was the kind of mom who felt a lot of guilt about just having fun and, you know, enjoying herself outside of being a mom. She would always tell me that she felt guilty and she didn't want to have fun. Like, she felt that she couldn't go out and enjoy herself as long as Andi was still missing. And I just tried to remind her, like, you're still a person, you're still human outside of being a mom just searching for her child. Elane was so kind-hearted and forgiving, even to people who didn't deserve it so soon. She was a great person, and to know her was to love her. I loved her strength, motivation, and determination for life and to find Andi. No matter what, she didn't care of the time of day or night. If she got a tip about her baby, she was going. I admire her strength so much. Elane lived a very rough last year of her life, and she carried so much weight of not just her own problems, but everyone's that she loved as well. She thought she needed me, but in reality, I needed her. She was such a fun person to be around and always had the best advice. She was ambitious, and when she put her mind to something, she did it. I like to think of her as a real-life superwoman because despite how many times she got hurt during searches, she kept going. If she were here today, this is what I would say to her, and actually some of the things that I did say to her while she was in the hospital bed. I understand the hurt and the pain that you feel every day not knowing where Andi is. I understand the guilt that you carried for so long and why you couldn't forgive yourself. You are only human and everyone makes mistakes. How could you have known something would happen to her if you didn't go at that exact minute? You carried so many burdens on your back for so long and they were never yours to carry. I pray God has relieved you from those burdens and you're finally at peace, reunited with Andi and your mother. I'm sorry for all the mistreatment that you endured from the people that were supposed to love you for the last few months. You deserved so much better than what you've put up with, and I wish you could see how special you are through my eyes. I promised you in the hospital that I'd never give up on Andi, and I mean that. As long as there's still breath in my body, I will fight for her the same way that you did. It's my mission now, and I'm going to hate doing this without you. All the times that I get something, you are always the first one that I tell. It's going to break me so bad not being able to tell you or have you out there with me. I hope you come to my dreams and tell me where to go to find her. I know that you're already doing your work on those who were involved. I miss you so much and I'll love you forever. I hope you find your peace now.
My name is Ronnie with Brothers Underwater Recovery. Sorry it's taken so long to put this video up. Elane Garcia was a very strong-willed woman, great friend. She was a great mother. I joined up with Elane after Rick White got a hold of me and wanted me to help him take on the Andi Wagner case, which is Elane Garcia's daughter that's been missing for over a year, 16 months at this time of recording this video. I agreed to do that and don't regret it for a second. And taking on this case and getting to know Elane, she was a great woman, super strong. Don't even know how she did what she did, but she did it every day. Taking on, people giving her information about her daughter and you know what could have and might have happened to her. I know it killed her every day inside. It's taken me a while to do this video. We're all gonna miss you, Elane, but you rest easy now. We'll take it from here and we'll try to find and bring your daughter home. Thank you to everyone that has supported Elane and this family. It means a lot to me. Rest easy, Elane.